The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu blames arson for the wildfires raging through northern districts, calling them an act of terrorism. The fires began on Monday and have forced tens of thousands of people from their homes, especially in the worst-hit city of Haifa. 75,000 people have been evacuated from there. The flames are being fanned by strong winds. Israel's internal security minister says police have arrested people in connection with the fires.
Today, it is quite clear that a good amount of fires was caused by arson, and as the Prime Minister said, there's a new phenomenon of arson terrorism. There have been a small number of arrests. The police have no intention of giving out further details, neither does the Fire and Rescue Authority.
Let's go straight to our reporter Gregg Carlstrom, who is live in Tel Aviv. Greg, why do the Israelis believe that the fires were started intentionally?
Well, I think the politicians may be getting a little ahead of the actual fire investigators here. There is some evidence of arson in some of these cases. In Haifa, for example, there were 4 fires yesterday that started almost simultaneously in different places. And investigators say that's not the sort of thing that usually happens naturally. But in many cases, investigators are still looking, and they haven't made any conclusions yet. We've had extremely dry conditions here. Normally, by this point in the winter, you would have a decent amount of rain in Israel. It's rained really only once or twice this year. In addition, we've had really high winds over the past few days. So investigators say it could be something as simple as someone leaving a piece of glass on the ground in the wooded area and that magnifying the sun. So again, the politicians, the media have jumped out and said that this is sort of large-scale arson. But the fire investigators, the Israeli authorities, say it's really too early to make that determination.
What about efforts to actually put out the fire? How is that going?
Well, there's been some progress in Haifa. There are still tens of thousands of people who can't return to their homes, but they have stopped some of the worst advances of the fire. There was some fear yesterday, for example, that a gas station, a petrol station, might actually be in the path of the fire, and they managed to stop it from reaching there. So there's been some progress in Haifa, but also now new fires in the Jerusalem area this morning. A couple of communities in the hills outside of Jerusalem that have been evacuated, thousands more people taken away from their homes. One of the problems for Israel has been they have firefighting aircraft. They have equipment to fight these fires, but it can't operate at night. And so they've only really been fighting the fires for half of the day. And so we have seen over the past couple of days a number of foreign countries, Russia, Turkey, the United States, sending firefighting aircraft to try and help deal with these wildfires.
Okay, Greg, many thanks for bringing us up to date. Gregg Carlstrom there for us in Tel Aviv.